Welcome and thank you for attending my Holistic Mindset, How to Enjoy a Better Quality of Life class. Our goal today is to discover what a holistic mindset is and how it helps you to enjoy a better quality of life. So while we're together, we're going to cover basically what holistic health really means, the benefits of a holistic approach to life, as well as why a holistic mindset is vital. And we want to look into how a holistic mindset can help to improve your quality of life. So let's start with what holistic health really means. So the word holistic comes from the root word whole, as in an entire or full or all or total. So embracing a holistic way of thinking basically just means taking into account the whole scope of your existence. So not just focusing on one area like fitness or finances or relationships. A holistic mindset is focusing on multiple areas of life as a whole and adopting better habits in many areas, doing a lot of different things differently. So a holistic mindset is vital. It's vital because without a holistic mindset, we can stay hyper-focused on certain areas of life and then we risk basically neglecting the other areas if we're not careful. And then even the areas where we do succeed in can be sabotaged by the areas that we neglect. So basically with a holistic mindset, we're able to avoid sabotaging our goals and we can protect the success we have and we can enjoy success in a variety of areas of life. So let's write some about our goals. Let's grab a pen and some paper and in the center, write down major goals and then circle it. So now write about 7 to 10 of your major goals, both spoken and unspoken. This is just a quick exercise. Basically, whatever comes to mind easily, you can always do more of this, write more after class is fine. And this can be while you're writing, this can be anything, goals in your home life. These could be work-life goals. These could be health goals. It could be something that's a goal for this week. It could be something that's a goal for the distant future, whatever comes to mind. Again, you can always add more later. I'm going to go ahead and continue. So just circle the goals that you've been hyper-focusing on. Circle all the goals that you find that you've been hyper-focusing on. You're spending a lot of your time, a lot of your money, a lot of your focus on those goals. All right, so the next step is to now underline the goals that have been more neglected, the ones that you haven't made much progress in those areas. Now don't fret about these goals though, because this is the reason why we're here. This is what a holistic mindset can help with. Hyper-focusing can seem helpful. It feels like we'll benefit by hyper-focusing on one goal, but it's really just not worth the risk of sabotaging our success in the other areas of life. If we're not careful, we can teach the habit of hyper-focusing to the other people around us, or we can even leave a bittersweet legacy of one who had a lot of goals that were left unfinished. The main benefits that you get to enjoy are success in a variety of areas of life. You also get to lead others to success as you live by example. And you get to leave a successful legacy, a life well lived. And you will have instilled and established what that's like and live that out by example. So how can a holistic mindset help to improve your quality of life? Well, it's hard to enjoy a good quality of life if you're hyper-focusing on some areas and neglecting the others, struggling with things like physical health and stressing over finances, being hurt by toxic relationships, etc. But when you embrace a holistic mindset, when you do that, you're able to focus on multiple areas of life as a whole. And you're able to adopt better habits in a variety of areas. You can enjoy success in a variety of areas and you can improve your quality of life. So then, to sum it all up, you can enjoy a better quality of life by embracing a holistic mindset. I talk more about how to embrace a holistic mindset in the rest of these series of classes and in the workbook as well. All right, thanks again for attending. I hope to support you along your journey and in future classes and support groups and videos, and have a blessed day. Hello, and welcome to my Holistic Mindset, How to Stop Sabotaging Your Goals class. So our goal today is to discover the best path forward so that we can stop sabotaging our goals. While we're together today, we'll take note of the various areas of our lives. We'll consider the full impact of our habits. We'll reflect on what's thwarting our efforts. We'll look at and discover ways to stop sabotaging our goals, and we'll protect the success that you have. So let's take note of the various areas of our lives by doing a quick questionnaire. So for our questionnaire, please write down each question and do your best to answer. Please be sure to leave some space in the margins of the paper as well for later. And it's okay if you can't think of many answers right away, right now. You can always add more after class. So, which one of the 12 habits are important to you? That's the first question. Which of the 12 healthy habits are important to you? And while you take time to think, I'll just state some of them. There's faith, direction, time, work and money, minimalist, relationships, food and fitness, chemical-free, femininity, homeschool and vacationing experiences. For now, you can just pick 3 things if that's easiest, or whatever comes to mind. So the second question is, what do you spend most of your time doing? What do you spend most of your time doing? This is question number 2. Do you spend most of your time working? Watching TV maybe? Shopping? Cooking and cleaning? What do you spend most of your time doing? All right, I'll move on to question number 3, which is, what do you dream of doing someday? Question number 3 is, what do you dream of doing someday? Maybe owning your own business, being a stay-at-home mom, being retired, maybe traveling internationally. And question number 4, this is the last one for now. Question number 4 is, what roles do you have in life? What roles do you have in life? As in, basically, what hats do you wear? Is it like mom, dad, supervisor, employee, caretaker, maybe choir director, PTA chair, or homemaker? Whatever your hats are, whatever roles you have in life. Just jot down what you can. So these are the various areas of our life. And when you look at your paper, what you've written down, are some of these things more developed than others? Are all of them in need of a fair amount of attention and effort? Let's take time to consider the full impact of our habits. Let's analyze our data and let's see what the answers tell us. So questions number 1 and 3, they are the ones that reveal your goals. 1 and 3 shows you what your goals are. Questions 2 and 4 might likely include things that conflict with your goals. Not always, but that's usually what shows up there. So let's take a look at questions number 1 and 3. How do your work hours impact each area of your life? Just take time to think. How do your work hours impact each area of your life? And again, you're looking at questions number 1 and 3. Now, if you see anything that your work hours are If you see anything that your work hours are sabotaging, write in capital letters the word work. Write in the margins. Doesn't matter which side, whichever side you want. So write in capital letters work. All right, so let's look into something else. How do your eating habits impact each area of your life? If you see any of those areas in questions 1 and 3, where your eating habits are sabotaging that area of your life, then write down in all capital letters the word meals. And that's again in the margins. All right, and then we'll also look into how do your relationships impact each area of your life. If you see anything in your relationships that are sabotaging any of those areas of your life, any of those goals, then write in all capital letters the word relationships next to those items where you feel like relationships are sabotaging those areas of life and those goals. And then we're going to look at one more thing, and that's finances. So how do your financial habits impact each area of your life? Again, if you see any financial habits that are sabotaging, write in all capital letters the word finances. Again, in the margins. Right next to those items. You guys get the pattern. So let's reflect on what's thwarting our efforts. Let's take a look at the data and reflect. So we want to pay close attention to the habits that are sabotaging many of your goals. Say you notice that work pops up a lot, or eating habits pops up a lot on your worksheet, on your paper. That's something that we want to pay attention to, because that might be an area where you're hyper-focusing too much. All right, so let's take a second and consider some ways to stop sabotaging our goals. So to stop sabotaging our goals, it's important, vital, to focus on multiple areas of life as a whole. So not just a few areas, the ones we're tempted to focus more on, but all of them, even if they seem small, all of them. We also want to make sure we attend to those neglected areas more, not literally more than everything else. We don't want to throw it off balance, but we need to really focus on those neglected areas more. We want to make sure that we're also continuing to work on the successful areas. We don't want to turn from one and then let the other one just get neglected. We want to make sure we keep them all in balance so that we can protect the success that we already have. It's also really helpful to schedule a time to take action and to strengthen each habit each day, so that you can make sure that you're not just going through and making the same mistakes over and over again, but you're finding ways to nix it, to fix it, and to move along. And of course, it's good to adopt better habits in each area to maximize the effectiveness of your efforts. And of course, one of the best ways to attend to the neglected areas and to adopt better habits is to use the other topic-specific videos, classes, and workbooks that I've designed to help you embrace and balance healthier habits. All right, I'd love to know how you enjoyed today's class and what questions do you have for me. If you can, just let me know in the comments below, or if you'd like, you can save your questions for the next live support group meeting. Either way, I look forward to supporting you along your journey. All right, have a blessed day. Hello, and welcome to my Holistic Mindset Prepare to Do Things Differently class. Our goal today is to envision how our schedules and spaces may need to change as we embrace healthier habits. While we're together today, we'll anticipate and welcome lifestyle changes. We'll make time to keep all our habits going smoothly. We will also prepare a space that you'll be able to function well in. All right, so let's start with anticipating and welcoming lifestyle changes. It's easy to get comfortable in our own ways, in our recipes, in our routines, as well as our wardrobe and how we spend our time and the habits we are used to. But an apprehension to change can slow down our progress and kind of result in us getting in our own way. So in the last class in this series, we had taken time to write down some of the 12 healthy habits that are important to us. So if you haven't already, please take a second and consider which one of the 12 healthy habits are important to you. And that would be faith, direction, time, work and money, minimalist, relationships, food and fitness, chemical-free and femininity, as well as homeschool, vacation, and experiences. So keeping in mind what's important to you, envision how will you go throughout the day while following each holistic habit. Specifically, how will your schedule need to change? And write that down. How will your schedule need to change? How will it need to change daily, weekly, and monthly? And this is something that you can write in later, but just giving you something to think about. It's also helpful to anticipate changes that we'll need to make in our spaces. So envision how you need to use your home while following each holistic habit. How your rooms and your car and your wallet and office, etc. need to change. Maybe it would be, write that one down. How will you need to change your surrounding in your home in order to follow each holistic habit? So again, that's the rooms, car, wallet, office, whatever it might be. If your spending habits are off, maybe you're not going to stuff a bunch of cash in there. Maybe you can leave your cards at home, whatever it might be. So it's important to welcome these changes by adjusting our spaces and our setup for success, and by adjusting your routine to set aside time for success. This is how you can basically make all your habits run smoothly. So write your desired routine for each habit. Schedule a time to focus on and do better with each habit. And schedule time each day that could be a specific time in the day to pray, to exercise, and so on. It's good to schedule a time for each week or month to refine your schedule, to reset all the different setups that you have created to make things work smoothly. For example, a time to shop for healthy ingredients, or a time to schedule future vacations, and so on. So if you'd like, you can use the worksheets in each one of my workbooks for guidance on how to schedule your healthy habits routine for each one of the habits. I think it's step number 7 in each workbook. So it also helps you to prepare a space that you'll be able to function in. There's different worksheets in there for preparing your space. So it can be very helpful. So back to class. It's also good to envision a rough sketch of how you may need to arrange your space. So these could be almost like blueprints or an interior design style sketch. Or if you're not much into doodling, then you can just make a list of any of the items that you want to have available or items that you might want to buy. So maybe you can see where you need to designate a space in order to store fresh veggies. Or you can see where decluttering your closet will be an important step toward living a more minimalist lifestyle. Again, you'll find worksheets in each of my workbooks and more tips to help you set up your space. Thanks again for attending, and I hope to support your journey further in future classes, support groups, and workbooks and videos. Have a blessed day. Hello, and welcome to my Holistic Mindset How to Stay Motivated class. So our goal for today is to prepare reasons and to embrace mindsets that help us to stay motivated. While we're together today, we will pinpoint what's important to us. We will cancel out any laziness. We'll learn how to neutralize negativity and how to shield yourself from sabotage. We'll talk about how to bounce back from a backslide and how to stay passionate about all the healthy habit areas that you have in your life. So for now, you can just pick about 3 things that come to mind, and you can add more in later if you'd like. For now, let's take a second to answer a few questions about these habits that we say are important to us. Be sure to write down each of these following questions, and that way you can answer more later if you need to. So first question to write down is why are these... So the first question to write down is why are each of these healthy habits important to you? Why are each one of these habits important to you? And again, you can take time to consider later. The next question is what are you concerned might happen if you don't embrace each one of these healthy habits? What are you concerned might happen if you do not embrace each one of these healthy habits? Next question is, what are you looking forward to? What are you looking forward to happening when you embrace them? What are you looking forward to happening once you embrace them? So these answers are what I call your why. Your why is the thing that motivates you to do whatever you need to do. It's the reason behind it all as to why you even wanted to do that in the first place, why you would even take the time to do it. So each one of these answers are your why. So you'll need to know your why in order to neutralize negativity. You want to neutralize negativity in order to shield yourself from a sabotage. You want to shield yourself with that sabotage, and your why helps you with that as well. It also helps you to bounce back from that backslide, and your why will help you to stay passionate about each one of your healthy habits. But first, we want to cancel out laziness. Yes, it is good and helpful to know your why, but I also find it exceedingly helpful to cancel out laziness. So when we're feeling lazy, we don't want to think about the task. We don't want to think about, I have to do this step and that step and this step and that step. We want to think about the consequence of our laziness. We want to think about what would happen if we didn't do what we're supposed to do. And so we want to think about the consequence of laziness. We also want to think about the goal and remember our why. What are we moving towards? Why is this important to us? When you encounter negativity, the best way to neutralize it is with positivity and with facts. To take those lies about what you can and can't do and to apply facts to each one, and you'll be able to move forward. You can prepare in advance your positivity and your facts by writing these questions down and by answering them after class. So here are these questions. So write down, why do you feel confident that you can do this? Why do you feel confident that you can do this? Is it faith? Is it your talent? Is it some skills that you've got? Is it faith in God? Remember these facts and reasons to stay positive and confident. It's also really important to shield yourself from sabotage. You'll need different shields for different types of sabotage. For self-sabotage, we'll need to remember your why. So self-sabotage is counteracted by remembering your why. So for external sabotage, though, from outside forces, you'll want to enforce your why. Enforce your why. And you want to be willing to say no and be willing to go against the grain. Thank you. So since none of us are perfect, it's important to learn how to bounce back from a backslide. When we backslide into old habits, it can feel like it's game over. Here's how to bounce back, though. So remember the difference between the past, the present, and the future. Acknowledge that a backslide just happened in the past. It's not happening right now, it happened in the past, and this moment right now is the present moment. That backslide hasn't happened in your future yet, and it doesn't have to. That the backslide is a learning experience, and so only bring the learning experience into the future and into this present moment. And remember that the sooner that you choose healthy habits again, the further and further that backslide fades into history, and the brighter that your future becomes. So bounce back by remembering that each and every moment can be a fresh start. During our journey towards healthy habits, it's important to stay passionate about all our healthy habits, and it helps to stay motivated. So it's helpful to gain inspiration from something positive, something uplifting, whether it be my or other uplifting and inspiring YouTube videos. It also helps to gain support from others who share your aspirations. So for more guidance on cultivating a holistic mindset, you can always use my other videos, classes, and workbooks to help guide you. You can also use the support group and coaching that I offer. They're all located on my website, which is trulythrivinglives.org. All right, so I'd love to know how you enjoyed today's class and what questions you have for me. If you can, please let me know in the comments what you thought and any questions. And if you'd like, you can save your questions for a support group or for coaching sessions, whatever you'd like. Either way, I look forward to supporting you along your journey, and I appreciate your attending. All right, have a blessed day.